Hello there, I'm Dave, this is Let's Click Photography, and today we're going to take a picture with less than 1 million pixels and we are going to print it out a couple of different sizes and see exactly what that looks like. Now the reason why this idea has come to me is, well, firstly, because I think it's really interesting. We listen to all of this marketing about megapixels, how we need more megapixels in order to print, and secondly, because a month ago, I thought I'd had some images stolen, and because of that scenario, I thought that that might be the best way for me to go about doing this today, actually, was to rip off a picture from somebody's website and send it to print. But I am a nice guy, so I'm not ripping anybody off. I reached out to a good friend of the channel, Robert Bishop, this morning and asked if he wouldn't mind awfully if I use one of his images for this experiment, and very kindly he said, yeah, go for it. So thank you very much, Robert. And for those of you who don't know Robert, he's got a fantastic photography channel. He does shoot Nikon, but we'll let him off with that because his images are excellent. And you can go and find him on the links down in the description below. But yeah, the image that we're going to be printing out today, I've lifted directly from his website. He didn't send it me over. And bringing that image into Lightroom tells me instantly the image resolution size. We've got a long edge of 1200 pixels and a short edge of 800 pixels. These are web resolution sizes, perfect for the web. Should be terrible for printing, but let's find out. And that will give us a 1 million pixel. Well, actually, it's just shy, I think. Let me calculate it. Yeah, just shy of 1 million pixels, 960,000 pixels. 1,200 times 800 is 960,000. So we've got less than 1 megapixel resolution. Wonderful picture. It'd be great to print out and print out at quite a large size as well. And I think in the first instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this out at A4. And I'm going to pop it onto luster paper. Now, luster paper will give me some nice vibrancy and can be a pretty sharp paper as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this 960,000 pixel image gets represented when we pop it onto a luster paper with that little bit of pop and sharpness. The DPI, the dots per inch that I am getting out of this image at 960,000 is very poor. And the DPI count is 96. Now, if you believe everything you ever read ever about printing, you need to be at 300 DPI to get a decent print. So I'm going to do nothing with this image at all. I'm not going to make any changes. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to resize it. I'm not going to enhance it. I'm not going to do anything like that whatsoever. I'm going to send it directly to the printer and we're going to see what result we get on this luster paper. Right, okay, we've got our print. All right, well, this is the, let me say it was 96 DPI print on A4. This isn't too bad at all. You can definitely see that it's not as sharp as it should be. You can see, you know, some of that softness coming through. And also see where the band of light around the sun has got a bit of a halo to it. And you don't see that on the screen here in the image, but you do see it in the print. And I think that's probably got a lot to do with the paper that it's on, being a luster paper. It's printed out a little bit sharper, and because it doesn't have huge amounts of resolution, hasn't got enough dynamic range to softly go between those colors. So it's just printed out that halo pretty sharp around the sun. But outside of that, that isn't too bad, and that's on quite a sharp paper as well. 96 DPI. That isn't bad at all. Now, when I say it isn't bad at all, that's not to say that it would pass my test. I wouldn't sell that image at that level, but to put it into context of if you walk into a major supermarket or a DIY store or something like that, and you see these prints that they sell, these pre-made prints that are framed up or sometimes on canvases or whatnot, that's probably about that quality, I'd say. And usually those kind of prints are done from stock images. And I'd say that this probably sits at about that kind of quality. So that might give you an idea. But that's what A4 looks like. Who wants A4 though? If we really want to put it to the test, if we really want to put it to the test, let's go a size up. Let's move on to A3. We are now doubling the size of the image, which means that our concentration of pixels per inch is going to go down. DPI resolution warning for A3 with a border, which is how I'm going to print it, gives me 68 dots per inch. 68. Well, this on A3 is 68 dots per inch. So are we going to see some gaps in between these pixels? Let's take a look. Oh, all right, let's take a look at this. This is interesting, actually. This is, yeah, a couple of differences that the paper change has made. So we've gone to a matte paper, so matte is, because of the way that matte absorbs ink, is a little bit more forgiving. The halo that we had around the sun due to the sharpness of the paper and the luster on the A4 image, we don't have here. This isn't bad at all. This is not bad at all. 68 dots per inch, a 960,000 pixel image. It's not brilliant. I mean, this isn't top level stuff, but for the untrained eye, that is not bad. And if you hung that on your wall and popped it, even just looking at it an arm's length away, and as soon as you get up close, you can see that it's mushy. You see that it is soft, but it's a ripped off screen grab from a website at really, really low resolution. And that is an A3 print. And to be honest with you, impressed, but impressed in a bad way, because going back to what gave me the original idea for this video, that means that anybody could go onto anybody's website. And if you're selling prints, or if you want to sell prints, this is important to know. Anybody can go onto your website, lift an image, and ultimately achieve. And I know from personal experience that there are people who are willing to do that. Now, as we talk about printing, you can click on this playlist here, which not only talks about different paper stocks in there, but there's a really good video in there about how to prepare your images for printing if you have Lightroom, and how to soft proof your images. And that's a really important and useful skill to have if you're serious about photography printing.